All right, for today's video review, we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Beast Wars Transmetal 2 Optimus Minor. Another basic class maximal here. And yeah, this is a weird little figure. Another one that I don't think is, the greatest Transmetal 2 design. Now, the figure originally did come with a tail for the chimpanzee mode that I have long since lost. It's a weapon that he can hold in robot mode as well. But otherwise, the chimpanzee mode is okay. I mean, basically, the gimmick of this figure is that it kind of turns into a humanoid animal, and then it just reverts and like flips upside down to be, the actual robot mode. But a lot of the details are the same. Basically, the arms become the legs, and the legs become the arms. And the bottom half of the chimpanzee face here is actually the robot mode head, which is makes it a little bit hard to actually get this lined up since the head itself is on a ball joint, and then you kind of have to adjust these shells. But it never looks totally right, I don't think. It's just kind of a weird little mode here. But yeah, in terms of articulation, the head really can't do anything in this mode. You can have it kind of look down a little bit, but that's about it. The shoulders here, these are the shoulders. They kind of bend up and down a little bit there, and then they're on ball joints, so they can rotate around like that. But at a certain point, it starts like pushing the chrome section down just because of how it works for transformation. And then these, I guess, would still be the elbows here. I don't really know how this is supposed to be, like if it's supposed to be kind of more down like this, but then it ends up pushing that gold piece down. Otherwise, his arms are just kind of like out to the side like this, and then the joint here kind of acts as like a second shoulder joint rather than an elbow joint, which is a little weird. And then the hands here are on ball joints, which look super weird because they'll end up being feet. And then for the legs here, the hips are on ball joints and can rotate around just like that. And then he's got a double jointed, ball jointed knee here just for, I don't know, I'm not even really for transformation, just kind of, happenstantially. And then the feet themselves can tilt up and down because these will end up being the hands in robot mode. So yeah, it's a little bit tricky sometimes to get him to stand in this mode, but honestly, not too bad. It works a lot better than you'd sort of expect it to. But yeah, in terms of comparisons in this mode, just for the standard one, here he is with Kingdom Sideswipe. And for a standard core class beast figure, here he is with Rat Trap there, also from Kingdom. Here he is with the two previous Transmetal 2 basic class Maximals that we've taken a look at, Stink Bomb and Sonar. And yeah, I think out of the three of them, I think Stink Bomb is by far the best. These two are a little bit iffy, but they're still kind of a fun crew. The one basic class Transmetal 2 Maximal that I don't have is Night Glider, the little orange flying squirrel. That'd be cool to pick up at some point, but it's a little bit hard to find it for a kind of decent price on eBay. I don't really want to spend like a lot more than like $10 on it, and usually I see them going for like 20 or more, which I don't really want to pay for it, but these are the ones that I've got. And then last but not least, here he is with Optimus Primal from Kingdom as well, just so you can see, since they're kind of I don't really know what the explanation for Optimus Minor is as a character. And it's explained somewhat in the comics and in his bio, but I don't really remember. But there you go. Optimus Minor with Optimus Primal, however you want to think they relate to each other. But yeah, to get onto transformation, again, that's kind of the whole gimmick with this guy, is how the transformation happens, is it kind of just flips upside down. Oh, also here's his maximal spark crystal there, which you can only really see in this mode. But basically what you want to do is you want to take the legs here and then rotate them around all the ball joints so they actually sit like this, which can be kind of annoying to get them past the ridge there. And then you take this entire chrome gold section and slide it down like that, and then you rotate the what were the arms around to now be the legs, and then you can kind of rotate them so that these ball joints are facing forward for the knees, and then rotate down the feet, and then rotate down the arms however you want them to be. And then you take the head section here and it actually splits in two, and you can just leave it like that if you want. What I generally like to do, and there's only barely the clearance for this, is kind of like force them around on the ball joints so they sit out like this. But again, it's like you kind of have to rotate the robot mode head while you're doing it to get those pieces across, and then they can kind of sit slightly more like shoulder pads. And there we have Optimus Minor in his robot mode. And yeah, I definitely like the robot mode better than the chimpanzee mode, but it's still not without issue. It's got a nice head sculpt there. I do like the head sculpt in this mode. It has, you know, kind of like monkey mixed with Optimus Prime vibes there, but kind of the junior version. And he also has this really weird gimmick where you like can split the forearms down the middle. So it's like I'm not entirely sure what that's really for. I guess he can use this as some kind of like weird, you know, weaponized mode to get, you know, like it's like General Grievous style, right, where the arms are split down the middle. It's a weird sort of thing, but it's kind of neat. And then he does have pegs on well, just the one peg here on one of his hands to hold the tail weapon if I had it. But yeah, in terms of articulation, the head is on a ball joint, does tend to bump into these, you know, chimpanzee head halves there, so doesn't really, you know, it doesn't really lock in place super well either. So it rotates around a little bit, but that's about it. Shoulders here are on ball joints, which can rotate around like that. And then again, does have that separate hinge, but it makes this piece want to get pushed down again. So it's not super usable. The elbows, unfortunately, can only bend in and at the higher section of the joint. I guess if you split these, you can bring that forward and count that as some sort of elbow joint, but like the whole thing can't actually hinge forward at the elbow, unfortunately. The hands can still bend open and close like that, and then, you know, you can split them down the middle for whatever that's worth. Like if you do it slightly, I guess that, you know, kind of changes the look of the candid hand, but it still always kind of looks like it's split down the middle. Nothing at the waist. Hips are on ball joints, which can rotate around like that. He still has this separate weird hinge in the middle there. He's got a ball joint at the knee here, which gets a little bit over 90, and then ball joints at the feet. So really in this mode, the one big limitation is just that his elbows are kind of facing the wrong direction and are too high up, but otherwise it kind of works. And if you have it with his hands like open, then that helps a little bit for like action poses when you have this weird sort of like weapon mode going on. It's weird, but I don't know, it makes him a little bit more versatile in terms of posability. But yeah, in terms of comparisons in this mode, here he is again with Sideswipe and Rat Trap, just for those standard size comparisons. So you can see not a whole lot bigger than Rat Trap there. Here he is again with Sonar and Stink Bomb, just so you can see what the three of them look like together. Again, you know, I think generally I kind of prefer most of the Transmetal 2 Predacons to the Maximals. I think all of the Transmetal 2s that I like really like are from the Predacon side, like Spitter and Iguanus and Scarum. I think those are probably my three favorites, but these guys are okay too. I think Stink Bomb definitely being the best of the three. And here he is again with Optimus Primal, just so you can see what the two of them look like together. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to Optimus Minor. An okay figure. It's just kind of a weird one. I like his robot mode okay. I think the only thing I really don't like about it is the way the arms work. And the chimpanzee mode is, you know, it's all right. It would be better with the tail, but you know, I can live. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to him. If you enjoy my videos, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. I do reviews every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Make sure to check me out on my Instagram account. That's toys.n.art. And without further ado, here we have Transformers Beast Wars Transmetal 2 Optimus Minor.